Welcome back, everyone, to the Queen of TV channel. Before we get started with our intro, let's get into three things first. Please watch to the very end and do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This channel does have profanity and cursing in it. If that's not your cup of tea, this is not the channel for you. And lastly, I will be giving my honest opinion about what happens in the episode and the TV show ends in general. Now on to the intro. I am your host, the Queen herself. And if you are a viewer and a subscriber, you are known as the Prince and Princesses of this channel. Either way, welcome. Today we'll be talking about H2O Season 1, Episode 10, The Camera Never Lies. We start the episode off with someone walking on the sand in boots. It's a baby. Because everyone in the Juice Net Cafe is watching a short film that was created by Lewis in last year's competition. Well, it's that time of the year again. The competition has started all over, and they're looking for a brand new winner. But there is some changes. And those changes are that Zane's father, Harrison Bennett, is now on the judging panel, and he has doubled the winner's money. So, everybody's pretty excited about it. We know for a fact that these short films are very short because Cleo lets us know that the last person that did a short film entry actually got disqualified for having it be 7 seconds over 3 minutes, which is wild to me. Why would that even matter? I have no idea. Those rules are bogus. The girls have a plan that they're going to watch a bunch of movies and decide what they're going to do a short film on. They do later on say what they picked, but they can't really agree on anything, and Emma just ends up taking over. Lewis is planning on trying to win again this year, but there is one person that might be more intrigued to win, and that is Zane. Zane has a negative reaction to Emma boasting about how great her father is because he used a windsurfer and traveled around Mako Island in record time to the point where he is seen as a legend. The windsurfer is hanging at the Juice Net Cafe as a trophy, I'm guessing, for his greatness. Zane could care less and doesn't care about his father's achievements. Rikki even takes a crack at it and tells him that his dad judging and boosting the money sounds good to her. Zane comes back at her with, if you're suggesting that you're a straight loser, I'll second that. Zane goes home where his father is on the phone and obviously doesn't want to talk to Zane. He's apparently ignoring him, sorry. Zane ends up watching the video where his dad is achieving his great record. His dad starts stroking his own ego and brings up the fact that he would actually praise the man who beat his record, but no one has never done it. Now, this intrigues Zane, which makes me feel like him and his dad are in competition with each other, or there's something else going on with their family. Either way it goes, there's some trauma there. Zane ends up deciding to join the competition. He wants to beat his dad's record, but he needs his dad's original windsurfer to do it. It gets to the point that he ends up stealing it just so he could use it. So, yeah. Luckily, he's rich, so he can just pay back the money to fix the fact that he took the windsurfer. Lewis has no idea what he is going to do for this year's competition. Now let's get into Emma's idea. Emma decides that she's going to make a short film about her own mother. Let that sink in. Cleo, Rikki, and Lewis do not feel good about this, let alone they do not care. They are bored out of their absolute minds, and Rikki would rather film sharks than to film Emma's mother. It's quite boring, to say the least. And Rikki tries to get Lewis to join her into filming sharks because she was enamored by the movie Jaws. Lewis decides not to because to do this footage, Rikki would have to be a mermaid, and then they can't really explain how she was able to film the footage. And literally, it's about sharks. So, not interesting to Lewis whatsoever. But Lewis is later on approached by Zane, who wants to beat his dad's record. Now, Lewis is more intrigued with that because if he can film Zane beating his dad's record, it would be one for the history books. So he agrees with Zane's idea and ends up bailing on his friends. So that just leaves Cleo and Rikki to help Emma. Except Cleo has to go to work, so it's just Rikki. When Emma brings up about her mom actually saving someone's life or a situation surrounding that, she decides that she doesn't want to talk about this on camera. Rikki decides to leave and go film her shark movie instead. Emma and her mom have a heart to heart where her mom actually reveals that when she was 13 years old, she had saved a boy from drowning. That boy was Zane's father. I don't know how old he was, but she said she was 13, and considering that this was like 20 years ago, my guess is that both of them are in their 30s. And at this time, Emma's mom is 33. So still quite young. But she said that Harrison Bennett had actually been in trouble. He was drowning. So she had to jump in and save him. Bear in mind you, she also mentions that she used to have a crush on this man. And she hasn't told anybody what happened because she's pretty sure now he was embarrassed by it. I have a feeling that when he surfed around Mako Island, he did not create that record. In him doing so, he ended up damn near drowning and she had to save his life. But, that's just a small theory for me, but I just feel like that's what happened. Emma's mom teaches her a lesson that not every milestone is fit to be made into a film. Basically, what she's saying, there are some things that are worthy of becoming a documentary, and there's other things that need to be left alone. Why this is not obvious to real life documentaries that we watch, because there's so many movies and stuff on real life people who are dead. But you know what? They're going to keep making these movies as long as these writers and directors want to make history by talking about these people's lives or just money in general. Emma understands the message and decides not to film her mother anymore because she knows a secret that could be a problem. Well, Zane and Lewis decide that they're going to film Zane riding around Mako Island. And so far, so good. He's actually doing great, and he looks as if he is about to beat the record. But he ends up getting knocked off the windsurfer because he bumps into something. And I firmly believe it was a shark. So now he is surrounded by sharks and he's in danger. And the reason why Lewis can't help him is because while Zane was still surfing, Lewis's boat had quit on him. So he's trying to get it back up and running so he can get to Zane. Lucky for Zane, he is saved by Rikki, who is actively right now in the water filming sharks. She hears him when she does come back up to the surface and uses her powers to save his life. Zane would have to owe her for this because there is no way I am going to do this willingly because I am afraid as hell of sharks. She is braver than I am. I might hesitate, but I'll help him. Zane is able to get away without being killed, and Lewis, not seeing anything and not knowing that Rikki was there, believes that Zane was making it up. They're watching the film with Mr. Harrison, and he does not like the fact that Zane is caught on camera crying like a little girl. So his dad is like, there's no way Lewis can show this film. Lewis decides to show the film and refuses to not enter it into the competition. He enters it in the competition, and him and Zane win. Lewis does feel bad because Rikki lets him know before they can receive their awards that Zane was not faking because she was there. This is right after Emma lets the three of them know that she decides not to film her mother because they pull themselves together and it's like, look, Emma, we may not agree with this, but we're here to support you. But luckily for them, Emma had changed her mind, even going as far as doing something sweet and nice for her mother by giving her a certificate for all she has done. And it warms her mother's heart and they hug. After winning the award at the competition, however, Zane is the only one that gives a speech. And his speech is obviously directed towards his father of not being proud of him and not appreciating the achievements that he makes. Obviously, this won't fully register with his father, but it's clear that he knows the message is meant for him because Zane said that, like his father always told him, Bennetts are winners. Zane leaves, and while he's outside on his own, Rikki comes up behind him and congratulates him on his win and tell him that she believes him. And they have a sweet moment. I have a problem for y'all. So that's the end of our episode. So now I can get in my problem because we can now go into my review. Let me just get the cat out of the bag right now. I am not a Zikki ship. Okay? I am a Lewis and a Cleo ship. But I have never been a Emma and Byron and a Zane and Rikki ship because Zane and Rikki as a couple sounds good on paper, but when we find out what we find out about both of their home lives, it is obvious that their relationship is toxic. Bear in mind you, Zane is the same guy, regardless of his family troubles, literally has Miriam believing that she is his girlfriend, when in reality she's just some girl he carries on his hip. This girl is supposedly his girlfriend. It is not okay for them to be flirting. And yes, they're not flirting right now, but the hint is still there. It's implied that they're going to make them a couple. You can at least have him break up with Miriam first before you do something like this. So no, I am not a fan of their relationship. And I have more reasons than that, and I will wait to another video. But that won't come out until after I have done season 3 of H2O. But the episode as a whole, I can have sympathy for Zane. It is very obvious, but if it's not, Zane's dad is a reason why Zane is a piece of shit, because his dad is a pitiful son of a bitch. This man, and I'm going to refrain from future episodes, so I'm going to only mention this and my feelings on this. His dad clearly and obviously is egotistical. He does not care at all about his son. Makes me wonder why he even had a child. This man is so far up his own ass. Okay, you achieved some great legendary moment 20 years ago. Okay, and what else have you done after that? Get richer? You're a businessman. What else is there to you that makes you so damn great? Your son is literally embarrassed and humiliated, and you embarrass him further in front of Lewis by literally going at him about even attempting to do this and try to make it seem like he was trying to embarrass you. What kind of parent are you? Like you are a grade A narcissist. You are a complete and utter damn narcissist. I cannot stand parents like this. This man is a piece of garbage. What the fuck was Zane's mother thinking when she married this asshole? I really, really wish that Emma's mom let them reveal she had to rescue his sorry ass just to embarrass him. But you know what? He works with Emma's parents. That would be a business issue. So we're not even going to go there, but I would have. And let's talk about other unsupportive people. Cleo, Rikki, and Lewis literally abandoned Emma and this whole project within the matter of 2 days. The same day that they started filming, Lewis had already struck a deal with Zane. And then Rikki already had gotten a second pamphlet behind their backs after Emma told them what she wanted to do for their film, just so she could film a movie about sharks. And Cleo just decided to not show the hell up. So I'm like, what the hell? They could have at least waited like 2 days before they just abandoned her. Like they literally abandoned her the first chance they got. Because once Emma told Rikki that they were going to take a rain check, Emma didn't even notice that Rikki didn't come back. Rikki left and just went to do her own damn thing. That is crazy. That is so crazy to me. I understand they did not want to do it, but they could have at least tried. Like literally 2 days. It might have been 3 days, but still, they didn't even give it like like 2 full days before they just up and left. There was a sweet moment between Emma and her mom. I can understand why her mom feels like she doesn't want her entire life to be put on TV. I mean, she did feel very uncomfortable when they were filming her. She did not know how to react or how to approach the situation. I'm glad that Emma was understanding, and it really shows how much Emma must really love her parents, because she threw a whole party for her father in the 7th episode of this season, and on top of that, she wants to film her mother's achievements to the point where when her mother did not want to do that, Emma had a certificate that meant so much to her mother, actually framed and gave it to her. So that just warms my heart. Like that just tells you how much she appreciates her parents. But Lewis kinda isn't the right and also wrong. He's wrong because he should have not entered that footage in, because obviously that is very embarrassing. I do not agree with, if somebody is bullying you, you should just be a bully right back. No, that does not solve the problem, and that's the reason why bullying still exists. And Zane obviously does not have a good standing at home, so this is just worse on his part. Now, where I think that Lewis is not in the wrong is that Lewis did not know that that actually happened. He wasn't there. What was he supposed to do? Take Zane's word for it? And Rikki did not tell Lewis ahead of time that, hey, what was Zane and you doing out at Mako Island? She just assumed that Lewis would have known better. I understand why she was mad at him, but at the same time, if he did not know, you can't really fault him. On top of that, Zane really could have gotten himself killed. The situation was very serious. Zane could have died. If it had not been for Rikki, he would have died. But this is like the second time that Rikki actually saved somebody that potentially caught feelings for her. First, we had Elliot in episode 6. Now we have Zane, but Zane does not know that Rikki saved his life. But I still don't like the fact that their relationship start off with him having to be rescued by her. Because it seems like to me that's how their relationship started off. It doesn't mean that they necessarily have feelings for each other, but it's making Rikki softer towards him. And I don't know why, because he continuously be, be is a he's continuously a dick to her friends. So I mean, it is what it is. And that's all I have for you guys today. Have a blessed day, everyone, and have a wonderful day. If no one has told you that today, I'm telling you, I love you. So I will see you guys in the next one. But you already know it is never a goodbye with us. So until then, bye, guys.